Do you have a history with Ty Farris, Myke?
I do now. Because I just realized I listened to the wrong one.
No way. Oh, you pulled a Feefo.
Because I'm listening to y'all talk, and I'm like, I don't remember that song, and I don't remember the name of that song. Man. And I was like, ain't nobody mentioned Tyrant Talk yet, because that was my shit.
Man. So you listen to Room?
I listened to number 2.
Alright, Dead in Hip Hop album review. Ty Farris, No Cosign Just Cocaine 3. Before we get into the review, look, man, support your boys. Go subscribe. Look, you see the shirt. Dead in Gaming. You know what I'm saying? They got a podcast. They got a YouTube. Make sure you support everything that we do. We got a podcast network. We got hella podcasts. But look, like, comment, and subscribe on this. And if you really want to support us, go to Patreon. Become a Patreon today. We got hella dope shit over there. You guys get to vote on the things that we do on the show. You get to influence, be a part of what we do. And change is coming soon. 2020, they coming. Back to the review. Ty Farris, No Cosign Just Cocaine 3. So, B, I'm going to defer to you real quick, bro. What's up with all of these Detroit fucking spitters? I feel like for the most part, you know, you got your Big Seans and you got, you know, some other people. But it's like, god damn, like, is that all y'all breed, and like how and why? Like, cause I never heard of this motherfucker. Mm-hmm. Never heard of him. You ain't never. All of Detroit people typically, you know what I'm saying, you put me on to, but you never talked about this person. All of a sudden we're reviewing them. But it's just like, damn, like obviously Royce, Elzai, now Ty. You know what I'm saying, like
John Connor.
You know what I'm saying, like how and why? Why do y'all have spitters like this?
It's the city, baby. You know, but we do got. I mean, we got. We have it
too, right?
We have it. I mean, we got. It's always like a group of different type of like hip hop you like. Cause I don't know if you ever heard of Sada Baby and T Grizzly. Like that's.
Well, T Grizzly.
Yeah, that's also like a side Detroit too. That I probably don't really big up that much because it's not my type of flavor really. But yeah, I mean, I just always go with this part of Detroit, the Elzais, the Guilties, the Royce, and all them. So
I like some of T Grizzly stuff though.
Some of it, but I mean, it's not like, I'm not hopping out my seat just to go listen to the album whenever he drops stuff or whatever. So, but yeah, this has always been my flavor, so that's why.
Yeah, man. So I was a little confused. So like, he has like Stu Bangers featuring, but they're producers.
Yeah, they producers. I don't know why they say features.
So did he feature the producers on this? Because it's like everything had like a feature except for like 2 or 3 of them.
What do you want?
What do you mean? What am I on? Apple Music.
What do you mean? What am I on?
Then you're on Apple Music. So what do you mean? What do I mean?
I didn't know.
I was just gonna suggest that, or say that when you look at it on his Bandcamp, it's not like that.
Oh, my bad.
You know what I'm saying? He like the old Myke, just getting defensive for no reason.
Yo, this is some of the grittiest shit. You know what I'm saying?
Because I'm surprised he didn't say nothing to me on it. Because he released it on Bandcamp only for a while. Like he kind of did the Rock Marciano route. Like released it only on his website, and then he just put it on the streaming. And I think that's when I sent it to you.
Yeah, that's when you sent it to me.
Because I think the link I sent y'all before, I think it had expired. But that's when I sent you.
Yeah, you sent it to me, and I was like,
and I usually you would have texted me back and be like, yo, man, it's like, damn, this shit tight or something.
Say
something.
Well, because I knew we was gonna review it, I didn't want to engage in the back and forth.
I got you.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, we talking about like in 2020. I've downloaded a couple projects that released in 2020. By far the most, you know what I'm saying, street, motherfucking gritty, grimy. You know what I'm saying? Like damn near lo-fi. It ain't lo-fi, but you know what I'm saying? Like he just gives you that feel, and typically it's like New York artists that I feel like give you this feel. And obviously I've already mentioned all of the greats of Detroit, and y'all have that feel.
And I mentioned him. He was on my top 10 in 2017 before when we did our top 10. Yeah, him and the producer Trox. They got 2 albums together called Room 39. So if you like this, check out.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna go back because obviously this is Just Cocaine 3, so I'm pretty sure there's 2 other ones. And then I was looking at part of his discography. He got Bulls versus Pistons, so you know I gotta listen to that because that's one of the things that jumped out on me on this project was all of the basketball references. Like when he had the Shaq line with the Hardaway, had my heart, you know, you know what I'm saying? That was dope. And even the Tommy Shepard line. I don't remember which track, but I remember the Tommy Shepard line. But you know what I'm saying? Like he just had all of those references, and even the line he had about Brooks only make L's and shit. God damn, bro. Like, yeah, man. Like, this he's super dope.
I
Like,
like the Stephen A. How you use Stephen A. Smith. That clip from Stephen A. Smith.
Yep.
One-on-one.
Yep,
Yeah.
one-on-one.
Yeah, that shit. I laugh every time I hear that shit.
Wait a second. That shit was dope. I think the thing I like about him is that he's very vivid, man. He's very vivid with his rhymes and his schemes, and like, just I like the fact with this project in particular, he dove in a lot with like his upcoming, and he kind of had like I guess towards the end, kind of like a happy side, like he talked about the stressful side of the street game, and he talked about the happy side with Who I Am with the last track. I think that's one of my favorite joints because it's kind of like his, I guess, somewhat rose to indie fame or whatever in this sense. So I think that's the thing I always liked about Ty Farris is his schemes and his storytelling ability, and it's so vivid with the way he rhymes.
Has anyone ever like mainstream artists ever featured him before, like on their album? I'm trying to think why. Like,
I mean, he was on a
would
pop.
think, like, somebody
Yeah,
like
as
that,
far as
like-
he's never been on a Royce joint. Royce been on his projects before, but like he's never been featured like on the M project or Royce or like a big somebody well known before. Yeah.
It's just weird that somebody that skilled is on like a Royce album.
Every track was just like so dark and gritty. Even the Sunday at Dirty Diggs was the producer. Even that's such a light-hearted, soulful joint, but it was still like dark at the same. Him and ETO just trading bars and shit. But yeah, that's one thing that's all I always love about this shit, man. Like I knew Ty was gonna bring like that grit, grimy bars. Like he goes by this. He always say bars over bullshit. So like he lives by that shit, and like all his joints is like bars over bullshit. He always dropping.
I definitely agree with like the introspectiveness that he had on this. Made my grandmama cry.
Yeah,
bro. That shit was dope as fuck. That shit was dope as fuck because, you know, like I never personally lived that life. You know what I'm saying? But obviously I saw my dad do certain things, and it just made me think like, damn, like how would his mom look at him? You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, you got to do things that you got to do to live, to survive.
Right.
But sometimes it's gonna make the people around you, if you grew up in that environment, not.
Especially on East 6 Mile and
Exactly.
yeah, especially where he was at. Yeah, so I already know. I took Ken on some of them spots around there. I'm like, yeah, this the East Side, dude. Like this shit is different. Like you don't want to get gas after a certain time over on that side of town. So I already know how that shit is. So with him talking about it and like, excuse me, and me personally knowing him, I'm like, damn, like it ain't no fake shit. Like it's some real shit. So
The first thing was definitely production. I really love the beats that he picked and the producers. I guess that he worked with. I was trying to find a list of producers on here, but I couldn't find who did what track. But yeah, the Stu Banger joints definitely stick out a lot for me. Truth be told, the joint with this isn't a Stu Banger joint, at least that I know of. But Mav, Flea Lord, I liked. The War. Had this game I like the sound of his voice. You know, it has a presence on the track, and of course, you definitely hear the rhyme is there as well. And he's gotten a lot better, you know, over time. And I think this is where it kind of feels like it's all like coming together, you know, for him in terms of being able to put together like a solid project, you know, from front to back, without many skippable tracks, I would say. I wasn't too hot on the last one, Who I Am. I don't think I rocked with that one that much. But everything else I was really cool with. I really enjoyed it.
Do you have a history with Ty Farris, Mike?
I do now. Because
Mike
I just realized I listened to the wrong one.
No way.
Oh, you pulled a Feefo.
Because I'm listening to y'all talk, and I'm like, I don't remember that song, and I don't remember the name of that song.
Man.
And I was like, ain't nobody mentioned Tyrant Talk yet, because that was my shit.
Man.
so you listen to Room
I listened to number 2.
listen to Room 39 Part 2?
You know what's
No,
funny?
I listened to No
because-
Cocaine
because-
Blah 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 Part 2.
You know what's funny? I just saw a beat yesterday, and I asked him, was I listening to the right one? Because I saw the several cocaine joints when I looked at it up on Spotify. And I was like, yo, am I listening to the right one? I said, is it 3? You remember I just asked you that,
Right.
And yeah, I almost did the same thing, but
God damn it. So that might be why my tracks are different.
Yep.
Well, I went to the email, and that link wasn't working anymore.
Yeah, because it was past.
I know for a fact I typed in 3, and I guess for some reason 2 came up. Because I'm sitting here like, damn, ain't nobody mentioned Tyrant Talk or Pimp with a Pistol. I'm like, this is weird. And then y'all are mentioning songs. I'm like, that song ain't on this shit. Where that one at? That's why.
How was 2 then?
Well, 2 was cool, but it was like he was spitting and he had crazy bars, but there was nothing that would make me want to go back to it. That's why when you were like, man, this is crazy, this is gritty, this da-da-da, I was like, I don't remember all that.
Yeah.
But
it was as crazy as all 3 of them sound different. Like if you listen to No Cosign Just Cocaine 1, 2, 3, like these all sound different. They still gritty, but like they sound different. Like you when you listen to 3, you ain't gonna be like, oh yeah, this sounds just like an extension of 2.
Oh, okay.
Did you like one over the other? Like, did you like this one better than the one in Myke?
I think I like I don't even know. I really don't know. Yeah, I haven't thought about it. Yeah, because they just all different.
So when you say they sound different, because that was one of the things that one of my dislikes was that it sounded kind of repetitive. The way he flows, it's like the same flow, and I was just like, man, this dude is so dope, but I don't know. I'm tired of the flow by midway towards the end.
2 was like that too.
2 was like that as well.
Yeah,
that was my critique too. Is that I mean, you'll have bars like a lot of bars. Yeah. But when I was listening to it, I was thinking the same thing. I was like, okay, this is dope, but why do I not really care to go back to this? Yeah. And it was for the same reason. It was like every song had the same flow.
That was one thing that when I finished it, or actually when I was almost done with it, I was thinking the same thing. And then when I listened to it again, I was like, oh, he switched it up a little bit on this one. But then it jumped back to like where he's most comfortable at. Yeah. And you really gotta like the thing that at that point that was gonna stand out, of course, what you guys are talking about is his ability to rhyme. And so at some point I tried to kind of block that out. Like I think that's an area of growth for him. You know, if that's something that's, you know, within his skill set, I don't know.
But do you also think it's slightly like beat driven though?
That was one of the things that I picked up on first. It was like the beats, okay, his voice sound dope, okay, the rhymes are here. Like I got 3 out of 4. Like where's the variety? And I think that was the one thing that when I listened to it that I wanted more of. And then as I was listening, I was like, okay, so there's some variety in beat selection. Like some of the tracks are different. So I think it does come back to just, you know, him rhyming in a similar fashion on all of the tracks.
Were you saying you think that him repetitively rhyming is beat driven?
Exactly, that's what I meant.
Yeah, I picked up on your question, and I kind of thought that too. But I more so think that it's probably more what Ken said. I think he's just comfortable with that certain flow.
When I listen to this, like the beats to me didn't have that much variety, but I think it lends itself to the idea. Like when I think of No Cosign Just Cocaine, right? Like I'm thinking about like, you know, like a hardcore drug dealer, you know, gritty type of shit. And from 1 to 14, it felt like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why
he fit the theme. He definitely fit the theme.
Yeah, he fit the theme, and that's why I'm saying kind of like I think it's theme driven, and I don't know because I don't have any type of history with Ty Farris at all, so I don't know if he's flowed differently or whatever. This is my introduction, so listening to this and him matching everything, I'm like, okay, I get it, but you know what? Listening to it, I never questioned like his flow. Because that was my first issue.
Well, I can't say for this album.
Yeah,
when I listened to it, that was my
time.
first thing. I was just like, he's not really changing his flow up. Again, I was rocking with the bars because he was saying a lot of shit he has that Detroit shit where it's like he'll say shit that's funny but it's mean at the same time. Like he had it on Mine.
Go ahead.
On Mine album, he had the shit about where he said, it ain't the 90s, but the hammers will make you dance. Where that's a funny line, but at the same time, it's like that's some real shit.
Right.
So I mean, I get what you're saying, but I definitely think he could have on Mine. He could have switched up his flow a little bit. But then maybe some people are just that's the flow that they like. That's what they want to hear.
That's their pocket.
And they're cool with him having that same flow. I mean, Big Sean don't change his flow. I'm not trying to compare the two, obviously.
Right.
But I mean, since somebody brought up Big Sean, he don't really change his flow very often.
I think he does actually.
Does he change his flow often?
Yeah. I think he does.
You probably know more because you probably like Big Sean.
I don't hate Big Sean.
Yeah.
But yeah, he does change up his flow a lot more. It's a lot more variety.
Okay, I'm wrong again. That's cool.
Yeah, it's more variety, and I think because it lacks variety, it lacks flows. But again, I don't know Like if he has different flows like that, and then even like some of these gritty artists that we listen to like that, right? Like Benny switches it up, but Benny has like a Benny.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
You're
like,
right.
Like even Rock Marciano.
Yeah.
You're
that
right.
motherfucker don't switch up much.
None of those dudes. Westside doesn't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
you're right.
And that's what
so that's interesting.
That is
That's
interesting.
what I was gonna ask. Like when I was listening to it, I'm like, okay, but is this fair when I think about other rappers that some of you guys are mentioning that don't?
And like I said, I'm cool with this. Like I'm cool with the way he's fine to like find himself and pocket himself in these beats and these productions. So,
But the point is, why is it more noticeable with him, but it's not as noticeable with Benny or Westside or Rock Marciano?
why not
or
give
Ka?
that same energy?
Yeah, that's interesting.
That is because they have the same flow.
Yeah, they do.
Because it's almost like it feels like, or it sounds like it's coming at a detriment.
Right.
To him, and
Right.
it shouldn't be because he has
definitely.
all these other things that
Going good,
that
yeah.
make him really really dope.
Yeah.
But could he do a little something different to make him
Is it his
stand
voice,
out a
maybe?
little bit more? I like
Yeah.
his voice.
I like his voice too.
But I'm thinking,
But his
like,
voice is very average.
Yes,
It doesn't sound like anything different than anybody else.
Yeah,
His voice.
Yeah.
Not his
Yeah,
flow.
yeah, I got you.
His
I
voice
got-
itself,
yeah.
the tone or whatever.
Yeah.
He has a rapper's voice.
Yes, he
You
just
know
sounds like
who
an average rapper's
Yeah.
voice.
You know who you reminded me of? Like when I first heard the first couple of tracks. Again, first time I ever listened to Sky Zoo. Like he reminded me of Sky Zoo, like voice
I
wise,
heard that.
tonality,
I had that
tonality.
too.
It reminded me of Sky Zoo.
That's a good comparison. Damn, I never thought about that.
But see, the thing with Sky Zoo, that he could change it up sometimes.
He
He
definitely
can't.
changes
He
his flow.
changed up his flow
Yeah,
a lot.
yeah.
Like he's not a, stay in this lane.
And he
type
may
of
be
rapper.
aware of that too. He may be aware that this sounds the same, so let me change it up a little bit.
But I honestly, I didn't have an issue with the
That's
flows on this
good.
project.
That's good.
Like and again, it's primarily because I felt that it matched the theme of the album. It matched the beats. It fit. So that's why I didn't really have
It was
issue
just
like that.
noticeable. My first go round, it was noticeable when I listened to it, and I think kind of going back to what you said, the flow and the beats. Even though there was some variety, I think the tone, or they were kind of like in a similar key throughout the same project.
They
So
were.
it wasn't enough to kind of bring
switch
you
it up.
out of that,
Yeah.
and then kind of put you right back into it. And that was something that I would have liked to hear, but I think overall, though, as a project, I think it's really, really, really good.
Absolutely.
And I definitely think the timing is right. Because you think about Griselda and how popular they are and that sound, the way it's coming back, you can put this right in that lane and it would fit. So if people like Griselda, like Benny the Butcher and Westside Gun and so on and so on, you can hand this to them like, you'll like this shit too.
Yep,
That's true.
100. And I'm over here thinking about Griselda and stuff because like the Eastern Conference All Stars that Retropolitan, the Sky Juice project.
Right.
Remember we was listening to that at your spot, and when Benny came on, he just because they rap so much like the same throughout so many projects, just like on 5 to 50. So when they put out those shits, they stand out immediately. So I guess I can make that determination about Ty. Like the more I get of a history, right? Like the more I go to his back catalog to see if that's something that maybe he should add.
Yeah.
But for this project, he ain't need to change that.
If you like the joint, I Pray.
Yeah, hell yeah.
So that producer, he got 2 albums with that producer, Trop.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Room 39.
Okay.
So if you like that joint, with them 2 rhyming,
Yeah.
Is that the one you listen to?
no, he listened to he listened to part 2.
Ad-libs in there?
He listened to part 2. He listened.
I want to be part of the conversation.
No, he listened to part
I know.
2. Oh, yeah. So yeah, if you like that joint, that's like just a sample of what they do as a whole.
Yeah. No, that was one. That was one of the better tracks on here.
Really?
Yeah.
If they got 2 albums together, man.
Yeah, that was
39.
one of the better tracks.
All right, so my favorite tracks. Let me go with "Had the Scheme." That's one that sticks out. 101. We'll do that one. "Money Out of the Ziploc." "Killing Fields," and "The War."
1 of 1. Killing Fields, Had the Scheme, I Pray, and Made My Grandma Cry.
Ride Through the Jungle, No Receipt, No Return. Killing Fields, I Pray, Truth Be Told.
Well, for part 2, I liked Recipe. I liked Tyrant Talk, because that shit about Find Your Body on an episode of Storage Wars. That shit was dope. Pimpin' a Pistol. Damn it, I don't have those are only 3 I can remember.
Gotcha.
Because I can't
You know
find the track list now.
You know what's funny about 2 is the covers are similar.
They are. They are.
I know.
What's 3 look like?
It's like the same.
That's
almost
it.
It's the same.
3 is right
Except
there.
except it got the
Yeah.
3.
See?
Yeah, except it got the 3.
So man, that's your fault, Ty Farris.
Yeah, I had to check too, man. I was like, damn, I'm listening to the right one.
God damn it.
Ty Farris, man. Welcome to the chamber, man. I think, as I mentioned in the review earlier, the timing of this one I think fits where certain pockets of hip hop is at in terms of the popularity of that sound. You have that sound. You've over the years refined your craft, and it sounds like you're kind of settling and getting in your groove. And I think if you continue on this path, more people will continue to talk about Ty Farris. This is definitely a project that we can hand to people that like that sound that Griselda is putting out. And I think you fit in right with him. And as that popularity continues, I think you will continue to rise as well. This project was dope. Love the beats, love the rhymes, loved everything about it. And even though I know we talked about like the variety and flow, I think everything else you do is really, really good. So while that's not a necessity, it will come down to maybe preference. I think what you're doing right now is good enough. So if you feel comfortable trying that, go ahead. If not, stick with what you got, man, because it's working for you.
If you're watching, dope project. My introduction to you, I definitely did a lot of what Ken said. There's a lot of cats that I feel that are making this lane of hip hop popular, and you fit right in that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you definitely got bar skills. Like B said, you're vivid, really good storytelling. So I'm interested to go back and listen to the discography.
T Flame, if you're watching this, he gonna laugh when he see this. But appreciate good job, man. Appreciate you, like literally seeing you come from the mud to like where you at now, man. Like you said, No Cosign. No, you've been doing this, you've been grinding for this for years and years, man. So happy to see where you at. If this is the final one of the No Cosign Just Cocaine, I'm happy with the trilogy that you provided with the fans and stuff, and myself including. Looking forward to what you're gonna do as far as the room 39. I hope you keep that going with Trox. So other than that, man, keep up the great work, man.
Ty Farris, I'm sorry, I'm an idiot. I had never heard of your music before, and Google fucked me, bro. But for No Cosign Just Cocaine Part 2, I enjoyed it, man. For being such a spitter, it's actually kind of a surprise that I had not heard of any of your stuff before. And I don't remember who said it, but it's just interesting that Detroit has so many people that have that same type of spitter energy, but only certain ones are getting put on. So it's weird that you're not popping up on other people's albums or mixtapes. But either way, I'm gonna go back and listen to part 3 because I enjoyed part 2. So yeah, I'll say keep up the good work, assuming that you did from 2 to 3. So yeah, good job, bro, on part 2.